They have some burst with Lion. They've got good damage with the Terrorblade. They still need better setup for the Invoker, and it's going to have to be on that Wami hero. If the Tide's not banned out, that should be a clear choice for AG, but I'm thinking T1 should just ban it out in these last few bans.
We'll find out soon. T1, ban to come out. Focusing on those offlane heroes now for Army Geniuses. Kind of curious as to what Wami goes for. I mean, you have things like the Mars that's still available that can be quite nice into the Luna. Could still be banned though right now if T1 just want to get rid of it. Again, Army Geniuses, they are known to make these very interesting kind of draft pickups, so it's very hard to predict what this team's thinking. For now, they'll get rid of the Brewmaster, which, it has been very popular, and with the Earth Spirit lane as well, it can be very, very potent. One more ban to go for T1 and AG. On the side of T1, it does seem like they are still lacking that position 5. Anything that really stands out to you, John, that they may want? In fact, I just realized Winter Wyvern's still not banned out. How?
Yeah. I know a lot of teams have been letting it through recently. It feels like there have been games where the Winter Wyvern has fallen flat. In fact, both the Winter Wyvern and Phoenix aren't priority bans, right? That used to be first phase, one team bans Winter Wyvern, one team bans Phoenix. Teams have been more willing to let the healing Meta through. They've found ways to kind of drop down its impact. I think the heal coming out for the Winter Wyvern, teams just managed to draft around it. We've seen Winter's Curses fall flat. It's still a really strong spell. Could still slide in for T1. Like, it does combine well with Vac Wall, can set up for the Torrent Boat combination as well. And the heal can hold steady, especially against the Terrorblade. You can block his damage. You just worry about the Lion and Invoker damage in the end. And it does build up with your Kunkka. So it could still slide in for T1. I'd say T1 wants to get more aggressive sort of support to tie in with their own team fight rather than Winter Wyvern. Maybe, well, they ban out the AA, so no option for that. They could still go Grimstroke. Grimstroke Doom's always great. Soulbind to get the double Doom off is nice. And AG do ban out that Winter Wyvern, as you mentioned. So no choice for the sustain. I'd say if they want, just Grimstroke. Double Doom, double X is okay. Just play around with the control you get out, especially with that Inkswell Surge is pretty scary in terms of getting some fights out.
Fair enough. T1, final pickup, 41 seconds of reserve time left to make this decision. I've been using quite a bit of reserve time in these drafts as of late, T1. Not going for those really kind of flash pickups. Army Geniuses, I'm still very curious to see what they're going to throw in the offlane here for Wami. Something that works well with the Earth Spirit. I mean, I was going to say you could go down the Viper route, but that was already banned out by T1. Hard to see anything kind of dominating this Luna lane now. It's T1, I mean, they've still got that Pulse 5 pick to make as well, but I suppose you could go
the Tide could still work.
Yeah,
like,
Tide.
Just something with big team fight.
DK
Not
maybe.
Tide and Sand King. DK could be alright. Gives you push, just lacks AoE control, and then the Invoker Ags buildup doesn't make sense for Mamang Daya down the line. We have seen Invoker still work without setup for the Cataclysm. It just feels like you're missing a lot of damage there. T1 with the Elder Titan builds into the Vac Wall combo. Lots of good control, lots of early presence from T1. They can play really aggressive with all the heroes they have, except maybe the Luna's going to sit back to farm more. They can get some really good rundowns here. Very tanky supports on hand. It is a 4 melee lineup. That could be an issue against a Terrorblade, but especially once Terrorize is up, or the Terror Wave is up, I can see that being an issue, maybe being kited around by the Ice Wall as well on the Invoker. So you don't tend to see that too often, but I don't think it's a big issue. They've got good ranged control from the Kunkka and the Elder Titan anyway. The Blinks will come out for the Darkseer Doom. They go to Mars in the end for AG, so they build up that setup for the Invoker. As you mentioned, very strong laner here. You can sort of bully out the Luna and try to slow down her farm. It is a Wami special, one of his favorite heroes there. So we'll see if they can deliver that performance on AG's side. T1, they've got that win condition on the Luna. They've got the Doom for Carl once more. They've got these big team fight combos with the Vac Wall and Cuckoo. They just need to kind of line up those timings and line up those team fights.
Absolutely. It should be a very interesting game number 1 between these two. Army Geniuses definitely want to start getting some wins on the board, moving into those playoffs very soon. T1 in the same boat, though. They had a rough start to the group stages. They need all the points they can get. With this draft, it does look quite potent. Speaking of drafts, though, John, which draft do you prefer? Looking at these two.
I'm going to lean towards T1. I think they did go a bit wacky with the Kunkka Elder Titan support duo, but it makes sense in the context of their draft. They've got really good control coming out, very tanky across the board. Softest here is the Luna, and she kind of mitigates that with the stat buildup and the BKB down the line anyway. They've got this comfort hero on Carl in 23. It should shape up well for Army Geniuses. They have to play at a pretty distinct tempo. You want to be active with Wami. He has to be able to get either his Blink or Yules up ASAP. And they have to contest the jungle. I think that's where we've seen Army Geniuses fall flat. Jungle control from a lot of teams has not looked amazing in fighting against these big farming heroes. They need to stop the stacks coming out for the Luna. They need to deny the jungle away from Carl, make it awkward for him to find the creeps to farm up. And if you can kind of impact that economy, that's how AG can get running. It's just harder to do than say. And we have said that multiple times for AG drafts where they have to shut down jungle. It just never happens throughout the day here.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go into game 1. We'll see how it does pan out. AG again, probably not going to be feeling too good about themselves today with the way their day started, but they certainly have time to rectify it now against T1. But again, T1 on a bit of a mission to get their own points up before those playoffs do begin. Tips already flying out towards Zephyr. And again, we said this earlier, but it just seems like every series, both teams have something to say to each other. DB saying Monmon, which I believe is directed towards Whitemon. Discord Rusman. How does Rusman always pop up somehow during the Pro Series? Always.
I don't know. I don't know. Someone's always got to mention old number 1 Rusman. RRQ.Rusman. That's what I remember. Yeah. All the way back.
Flag placed. Nice little sticker there. The wick wick wick. I believe that's a way of laughing in some languages, right? Is it Indonesian? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, exactly it.
I remember because I believe it was in Ragnarok Online I saw that, and I was very confused by it.
Yeah, you've got the Indonesians going wak wak wak, you have the Filipinos going ja 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 ja, or H3 as everyone else does.
And then you got the Thais
going 5x5, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too.
There you go.
I remember, I was
1
very...
1 minute GG. What?
What? Are we...
Cuckoo saying 1 minute GG. Alright. There you go. Let's see. Do it!
Oh, goodness me. I wonder if Carl ever gets bored of Savage with the Indo Pride. There you go, Savage. Nice cultured man. The Astral Spirit is out. Whitemon might feel very confident to rush forward now with all that bonus damage, but... Well, UK, no, Earth Spike is there. He's not going to allow any damage. He won't have a choice, though. Whitemon gets in, gives him a couple punches with that huge fist. Going to make his way back into the lane, and we may as well start with the top lane, where you will see Army Geniuses with LYM and Wami. Of course, top lane, you are going to have 23 Savage and Whitemon on the Older Titan. I'd say there's not too much kill threat here towards Savage. Like, yes, you can expect LYM to try and roll in, and maybe if you connect, you can go in with the spear as well from Wami, but you've got an Elder Titan. As long as Whitemon gets aggressive, as he is right now, it's going to be hard to make the jump onto Savage.
Yeah, it's very hard to commit onto that kill. Savage is already just getting good zoning out, prioritizing the Lucent Beam to actually hit the hero instead. And Wami can't do too much to block that damage. You're a dual melee lane here for the side of AG. So that just gives this Elder Titan a lot of room to just keep running down. And because you're going for this pull, Wami just cops a lot of hits.
Oh, he might be dead. Whitemon, one more will do it. He's going to die for it as well. He's got an Astral Spirit up. He'll get it. Oh, the Elder Titan. It's just one of those heroes at level 1 that you just can't underestimate. And, well, I mean, LYM, he's doing what he's meant to be doing. It's an Earth Spirit. He wants to pull. He wants to deny the wave behind the tier 1 tower. And Wami does end up getting caught with his pads down, and he's not going to be too happy about that. Of course, we'll head over to the other lanes as well while we still have a chance. You've got the mid lane where Mamang Daya is going to be against Carl on the Doom. Mamang Daya, he might be able to get some decent harassment off onto that Doom, but it's Carl. He's played this hero that many times recently. I'm sure he never panics. And he's just going to be able to keep devouring, keep getting the net worth lead, and really just never suffering, I'm sure. If I say that, Cold Snap is there, Tornado's going to connect. I hope I didn't just jinx him. He does eat a Fairy Fire, and he will be okay. I might just stop talking about the mid lane now, John.
Yeah, I find it interesting Carl went for that envenomed weapon as his creep choice passive. So he's got heal reduction if he actually hits Mamang Daya. That's nice. He's got some DPS coming out though.
Yeah, Cuckoo, he ends up killing off UK. So another nice kill there in the off lane now, as DB's going to be left alone, but he's going to have the meta there on the Terrorblade. Look, going back to that envenomed attack, or the envenomed weapon, why is it regen reduction 35? Like, is that 35%? Well, why do these things always change with the tooltips?
I would assume 35%, but that sounds pretty busted.
It does, doesn't it?
To be honest with you, it sounds really busted. So I can't tell you because, well, it's Dota, and we don't have clarity in this game. God help us if we do.
We do have clarities, just not clarity.
Oh, we have clarities. Yeah, not clarity in the game. So
yeah.
Well, we'll see. He's holding his own. Carl's just farming up. He is building up a good lead over Mamang Daya, and it's down to how well he can do camps.
He'll get a kill. Wami's on the chase. Creeps are gonna block him in for a second. Savage, he might have enough time to get out, but no. Quelling Blade through the tree line. Wami is going to ensure the kill. Now Whitemon going to try and get something done on the Elder Titan. Wami just going to go ahead and pop the mango, get the spear out. That's a very nice pick off now for Army Geniuses, finding the position 1 of T1.
Yeah, that kill kind of compensates for the slower start they're getting on their lanes. It does help Wami kind of recover out. We were talking about him having a slower start. He is still lagging behind in CS. Oh.
Now it's Zephyr in trouble, John, but they've got the Iron Shells and UK needs to back off. Cuckoo doesn't actually have a point in Surge right now. He'd opt for the level 1 vacuum at the level 2 mark, so he won't be able to continue the chase onto the Lion. But this double Iron Shell lane going on here with T1, it is quite devastating to try and play into.
Yeah, it's not easy for Terrorblade, and they've got the X controller as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, Wami does end up going down, but bot lane, they are going to try and make the jump in onto DB, and Zephyr, he could just keep up the chase. Cuckoo's trying to cut off DB, almost blocks him in, but the Quelling Blade was there. They still back him back, and he just can't survive. It's just so hard when you don't have the meta up. Now, Torrent, UK, he's going to try and juke it out, but there's no chance. They'll get another. T1, it's already 6-1 their way, 2k net worth advantage, and everyone's laughing on their side.
Yeah, I mean, their lineup, it's down to how tanky everyone is. They can afford to dive deep. They can afford to go for those big jumps forward. The Terrorblade in this lane, when Metamorphosis is down, he can't last hit. Like, you have all this great armor, it doesn't do anything against Iron Shell. So Cuckoo gets to have that early presence, just gets to keep burning down DB, make it hard for him to get farm up. You can't really stop it. Again, the softest lane here for T1 is Savage's lane. He died once, but he's found 2 assists, 1 kill. He's pretty fine here.
Savage. Boulder Smash is there, but Whitemon's going to be around to make sure that nothing comes of that roll. It's still Luna after all. You know, as much as you dominate it in the laning phase, it can be kind of hard to really shut it down because we are in this weird kind of jungle meta where you can't really stop these carries that can just flash farm that jungle. Bottom lane, Cuckoo, looks like they are going to go for a bit of a dive again onto DB. UK will be there though with the Hex. Just make sure that the T1 are unable to pursue DB. But this Terrorblade, I mean, he's going to start really suffering in terms of farm. Looks like DB's already kind of given up on the lane. He's just going to go straight into the jungle. It's a little bit early, but he does have his treads up, so that will make it a little bit better.
Yeah, it's still not the situation you want to find yourself in, having to abandon the lane, but Cuckoo.
Yeah, rotation in. They've got Mamang Daya there. Cuckoo with the surge. Reflection is out. They should have the damage, and they will. So Mamang Daya, he makes the rotation, he gets a kill, and he'll buy a bit of time back in the lane for their TB.
Yeah, that's some much needed space being bought out by Mamang Daya. One of the nice things about an Invoker, if you get a good side lane rotation, you can open up the map just a bit more. That does give Carl a lot of space mid to keep farming, but it's a Doom. That's the reason why you can leave. Doom's just going to keep farming no matter what you do, so you can just afford to leave him alone. Double damage up on Carl as well. He is pretty deep, though.
Yeah, roll in. Tornado's actually going to make the roll miss, but it won't matter too much. This Carl is very, very deep. Earth Spike's there as well. They do secure the kills. Now Zephyr, he tried to rotate to help out. It's going to probably cost him, though. LYM, he just needs to land the roll. Yeah, and he's on target as well. Earth Spike lands. Mamang Daya has another cold snap. And Zephyr will be another kill fed the way of Mamang Daya. The DB, he loves what he's seeing on that Terrorblade. Very, very happy with what's happening in that mid lane.
Yeah, Mamang Daya is just getting the activity off for his team. Kind of compensating for how wonky the side lanes have been going. The Invoker is rushing the Spirit Vessel as well. So you're going to have even more damage throughput. You're going to reduce the healing coming out on Carl when he does pop that Scorched Earth. So you can kind of get them under control on T1's end, especially since down the line you're expecting the boat to come out. And the Urn just helps you mitigate some of that stalling from T1. For T1's part, while all of that happens, they have built up some massive stacks for Savage to clear out. And he can clear them out really well. It doesn't take long for a Luna at level 7, going for a 2-3-2 build to just get the farm going, even without a source of healing. He has a Possessed Mask, so you don't even need a Mom to sustain. AG won't let that happen, though. They're smoked up.
But they are moving into the jungle. Savage, he's pretty much got most of the stack already done, but it looks like a lot of it is going to be taken away as they roll in LYM. Mortal Smash off the mark. Tornado, though, is going to connect onto Whitemon. They might be able to settle for the Elder Titan. Savage, he doesn't want to let the stacks go, though. He's going back in for them. He's got a bit of time, and he will actually get away with this. So they lose Whitemon, but they still get the gold on Savage. And now Zephyr will come in. Torrent will connect with the X, but that's going to be about it. He doesn't want to pursue much further, and now even Carl shows up just to really make sure they can clear out these stacks. They certainly don't want to give a big gold influx back the way of Army Geniuses if they can avoid it.
Yeah, they just have all the heroes to clear out these stacks as well. They've got the Iron Shell to help. They've got the Glaives damage bouncing around. The side of AG, they want to start contesting that jungle more. So they're grouping up for an early push in that top tier 1. T1 are not quite in position to trade. They could maybe look for the defense, but the arena's ready to go here on Wami. It looks like the fortify is enough to stall them out, and I think if AG don't find that tower soon enough, they're going to have some issues, because T1 is sustaining this farm quite nicely in every single core. It's only Cuckoo falling behind, but that's to be expected on the off lane there.
Yeah, certainly so. The thing is, with the Darkseer, you're not going to take too long to catch up. You can just keep Iron Shelling creeps in the lane and keeping it pushed out. There's really not much you can do about it if you are the other team, apart from just trying to take out that creep. He's going to take the time now, Cuckoo, to try and make sure that he can start flash farming and work towards that Aghanim Scepter. AG, they're going to try and buy some time here for DB. They'll have to focus down that tier 1 top tower first before they do get going. Whitemon is around and is trying to be as annoying as humanly possible with that Astral Spirit. And Carl's going to move in now as well. He's got an Invis Rune and the Doom up. DB's going to be targeted. He got the meta off in time, though, so maybe he can force the fight. The arena, though, it's going to be defensive as Whitemon. He'll get a nice stop. He found the main target that they want, but the stop is not going to last long enough. So in the end, the Doom, while it was very nice, it just was not enough to secure the Terrorblade kill. On the brighter side for T1, they are still going to hold on to that tier 1 tower. So there's that.
They make a heavy commitment to really hold on to this jungle. They know they've got a draft that's fairly greedy, that needs a lot of farm. They do manage to take the bot, but Savage is alone.
That he is, Savage. You don't want to die like this. EMP's going to fly through. He'll try to heal up through this, but he can't even get a Lucent Beam out now, and Mamang Daya will take his 3rd kill of the game. He's been very effective on this Invoker so far. 23 Savage, just not expecting the rotation, does get punished.
Yeah, fairly greedy position for Savage. And finding the tier 1 is nice. It opens up that bot jungle a bit more here, and they've got more room to build up farm. But you don't want to lose your life for it, and that's an important pickup for AG. They know the team split up on T1 side.
Yeah. Wami. He's being targeted here. You do have Zephyr and Cuckoo around. It's still a Mars, though. It's not the easiest kill in the world. Wommy's going to back off anyway. So they're not going to be able to catch him out. Mid lane, Carl might be in danger. A nice roll in. All the mana being drained down and Carl's gone. Army Geniuses off the back of Mamang Daya just being so aggressive. And it just continues to work out for them.
Yeah, they're just getting the kills they need. It's not enough to turn this net worth lead back, though. Like, they kill one core, the other two cores are farming. And you just can't be... You can't catch them all at once, I think it's the big issue for AG. So T1 still getting gold, pouring in onto 23. When Carl dies, Cuckoo's farming up. He already has the point booster up, so he's saving for the Ags rush. And they still hold on to that top tier 1. If AG can't take this tower, the jungle's just way too open.
Wommy, nice TP away, is going to be able to get out Zephyr. He was trying to get the vision to get the X back, but doesn't quite get in range. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Savage, he's been caught again. Mamang Daya lands the tornado, and LYM will pop the magnetize. They even land the finger. It won't be enough, but they'll keep the refresh on the magnetizer. Savage is going to try and back Sunstrike. Is going to be off the mark. And 23 Savage, he does survive through it, as Carl now, he does kill off UK on the line. So this time around, they get the Luna out, they protect the triangle, and Army Geniuses, while they were very close to getting the kill, it just wasn't close enough.
Yeah, it's a good jump to make, but giving the kill out to Carl does kind of set a bad precedent. Carl is just rushing towards the BKB, and that should enable his Doom to just stand forward, not going for the Blink Rush. He understands that they don't really need way to jump in. They've got the X to set up on one hero. They've got the follow-up control on Whitemon. They've got the Vac wall for all the other bits and pieces of the team fight. So Carl can just afford to be a big frontliner that just runs up, gets control. In fact, never mind that, because he actually went back for the blink. So he's got the blink, he can jump in. Ignore everything I said for the last half minute.
I already did, John, but thank you for that. Top lane, Wommy, Mamang Daya. They're trying to set up for that tier 1 top tower. Mamang Daya very close to that Midas now. You'll set her up as well on Wommy. Gonna feel very nice to be able to set up for himself. T1. They're grouped up. They're ready to go. Doom is back up and online. Going back to that blink you talked about on the Doom, it is now up. They want to try and kind of run back that last team fight and see if they can secure the Doom on the TB and DB. He's not going to be expecting it. Carl, he gets the vision, gets a stun, a nice silence from LYM, but it's not going to be enough. In fact, they don't even need the Doom. The stun into the torrent was more than enough. Take the creeps away now from Army Geniuses. And it's going to be a 5k net worth lead suddenly to the side of T1.
Yeah, and AG are still not able to find that top tier 1. It should fall now, but the deny can still come in, and they've gotten max value from T1's in that trade. Like they've just invaded the triangle, they've cleared out camps, they've forced movement out from AG. Their top jungle has been very safe. AG is still smoked up as Trito. They've got the Yules up in Wami, so you can set up for the spear now.
Yeah. DB. Get started. Roll. Gonna be on the mark. They've got 23 Savage though. Nice man to dodge. No, it's still gonna land the spear. Is there. Finger out as well. Savage, he's still alive. He's gonna try and fight back. The tornado will be enough though. Mamang Daya, he does secure the kill. Can he get himself out? Deafening Blast is there. X will hold him down and he should be coming right back into the loving arms of Carl. There's now Wommy, LYM. They're all gonna try and run. But it looks like Carl is going to be on the chase. Misses the stop. It won't matter too much. They could try for LYM, but he's also going to roll away. As Zephyr, he'll keep the chase up on Wommy. Torrent is going to be avoided. But Carl is running way too fast, and now they've got the X there anyway. They will still be able to secure the kill onto the Mars. But you got 23 Savage, so it's a 2-for-1 kind of trade on all three cores. You could kind of argue which one's more worth. But in the end, T1, they're still 8k ahead. It doesn't seem like any of these kills on Savage matters. Because you're constantly losing DB as well on the Terrorblade.
Yeah, it doesn't pan out. Like, it's not a positive trade because you're still losing more than you're gaining here for AG. Mid tier 1 being shoved in. Savage has the damage and has the backup to get this done. AG, they don't have the spells to defend. They don't have Arena to stop this push. They're going to have to give the objective away. T1 get more control. They can start to think about Roshan next if they want to. They can start invading that bot jungle to get more farm flowing. The BKB for Carl being saved up for next, and that just gives him all the presence up front. We've seen his Doom just really put in the work in these team fights. With that BKB up, you just don't have anything to stop him on AG's end. You even have the Ags already running here on Cuckoo. So he's got that additional Iron Shell to just really push back waves, to do some damage, and to sustain his team. Iron Shell plus 300 HP when you put it on someone now. Very, very strong along with a boat buff. So you just can't burst the side of T1 fast enough on AG's end unless they catch a single target pickoff.
The game will slow down a bit. Both sides going to take it easy until those spells are back off cooldown. Bot lane, I say they're going to slow down. They're going to rush forward. They spotted out UK, it seems. Not the biggest kill in the world, but there are 5 heroes down bot for some reason for that kill. Perhaps feeling like maybe DB was around with him, but that's not really the case. And nevertheless, they are going to get the kill on that Lion, and I suppose now with the Ags up on Cuckoo, you can just continue the aggression. I talk about how broken this Ags is all the time. Let me tell you, John, it's going to feel quite broken right now for T1, as they could really just keep rushing towards Army Geniuses with no regard for human life.
They have nothing to care about. They're just going to smoke again. They've got Doom, they've got the boat, they've got the wall ready. They can just take any fight that comes in, and AGE, with an 8k deficit, they can't do much about it. They're still trying to build up farm. They are dragging the attention away from DB here.
Yeah, OIM, not the target they want. They'd rather Mamang Daya.
One of my favorites.
They're not gonna get it though. Right, Mon. Still gonna hang around. You seem to know he's there somewhere. He did drop a ward, and that's going to be it. T1, they're not going to be able to aggress. Army Genius is going to hang out in the tree line, make sure they remain safe. It's all about buying DB time to farm on the Terrorblade anyway. Right, so I mean, as long as you can drag out the game, you know, you'll take the risk with 23 Savage against DB's Terrorblade. We are going to have to wait out this quick connection issue, though. Any last words from Cuckoo? My goodness.
UK sex stuff. Have mercy.
UK. Bye-bye, UK. Who did he even hex there? Did he even get a hex off?
No. Did he? No. No.
I think he hexed the creep or something, John. He hexed something.
Yeah, he hexed creep.
All
just
right.
for fun.
Just for the lols, yeah. LYM. Not quite the target they want. In fact, ooh, Wommy. Being a spot of danger. Yeah, he does have a TP though. He should be able to get out. Uh-oh, no he can't. And he used the TP as well. He cancels it immediately, but now there's 100% no way out of this. And they'll just commit the Doom. They'll be happy with that. Whitemon. Yeah, he was the culprit, John. He got him.
Yeah, they get the kill they were looking for in the end. And T1, they only expend Doom. Boat is not too long for cooldown. They could still run and gun if they want to. They've got the vac wall ready. There's just no rest for T1, where AG, yeah, they are buying space out for DB. He's still 3k behind Luna. That is one major item that Savage will have that the TB won't. And we always talk about it. When Luna has an item advantage, it is a big hero, especially against the Terrorblade. T1, they just smoke up. They don't necessarily need the Doom. They just need the stuns coming through with that blink here.
Yeah. UK. Nice hiding in that tree line to break the smoke. It's gonna make it so they might have time to get Mamang Daya out, and he does ghost walk his way out. However, UK is gonna get caught by the torrent of Zephyr. So they'll get something, but they don't really find the target they wanted, which was Mamang Daya. That Invoker just gonna run right out and go back to the other side of the map. Still, T1, while they're here, they're just going to start forcing in this T1 tower. Oh, excuse me, tier 2 tower. Siege creep there. Plenty of iron shells going around here from Cuckoo. Nothing to be afraid about.
Yep, they've got all the damage, all the control. Again, they still hold on to the boat, the vac wall, the earth splitter as well. So no worries, and they're just going to force it into the high ground. They know they're that strong at this point, 21.5 minutes in. AG, they need a defense here. They need to at least de-shove this wave, and T1 with that kind of shove out, with a response coming through, they could look for the Roshan next, knowing all those TPs were expended for the defense.
Yeah, certainly so.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Army Geniuses run right in. Nice arena, but the BKB's there. Savage, he's going to pop it immediately. DB's going to try and fight with the meta. It won't matter though. Wommy, he's already gone. LYM, he also gets caught out on the Earth Spirit, and he's going to try and roll, but you've got the Lucent Beam to cancel from 23. They are rushing right to the Roshan pit. Forget about that mid-tier 2 tower. They won't waste their time.
They get a couple of pickoffs first. No arena to worry about in this team fight. You might be able to play with your Invoker, but it's such a massive risk. They're not even going to try to contest. First rush of the game going the way of T1. AG is still trying to get big on their Terrorblade. BKB running on DB. He's just farming the triangle, which could be an awkward spot once the Rosh ends here.
Still trying to move in. Tidal Wave is there from Zephyr. Not going to catch the real DB, but they got the X off. Uh-oh, they've got the Terrorblade. That'll force the BKB. DB, he's going to run back in. Carl's got the Doom. He has to be wary of that. Surge up. They're going to try and make the chase now. Who have they found? It's Mamang Daya. Where's the Doom, though? They will eventually get the stun, and then Doom. No, he's not even going to bother throwing it out. He will eventually, just to make sure they get the kill. And LYM, he will also get the kill. As Carl, he will continue asking the same question, John. Is he a handsome devil? I'd say he is.
Yeah. I mean, if looks kill, Carl's been killing a lot of people this game. 4-2-7, had a great time on the Doom. They're going for that mid-tier 2. They've got the security of an Aegis on hand. They do not have Doom and Eclipse. I just don't think it's enough to stop it. They do have the Vac Wall combo ready on Cuckoo anyway. They've got the boat to help them stay buffed up in these fights. And the high ground defense for AG, it really relies on landing their combinations with the Arena and their Invoker. And with the BKBs up, T1 just manages to pop the right use of that BKB every time. The Reflection will buy space, and you are seeing the issues of Luna into TB. Lots of damage Savage did to himself there. So he's going to have to regen off first, but the pressure's on, and AG, their map has shrunk. It's a 14k lead for T1. They still need a lot of items to come out on DB. He does have the Crystallis up, so you might hope for a good play with Metamorphosis when the team fight does break out.
T2 gonna get started. 23 Savage with the Aegis up, with the bonus health from the Iron Shells. He's just not fearing anything, especially while he has the BKB to boot. He'll leave the man to illusions. He'll go for a free reset there to the fountain. One of the beauties of that support Kunkka is having that X reset button. However, a bit of a sneaky play here from the side of AG as they rush in. Metamorphosis is going to be popped, but Carl, he's in with the Doom again. They found the Terrorblade. They burst him down immediately. 23 Savage, he gets UK. LYM, he will get dragged right back in with the tidal wave, and Wommy's still being chased down. It's a complete team wipeout. Mamang Dai is the only survivor. He'll push out the wave a little bit, but they have some creeps. They'll be right.
Yeah, and the mid wave is going to shove in as well. Looks like coming out from T1. So they're always going to have access to the high ground. AG, their respawns are short, so they can still force a fight out, but I think T1's they're just way too big. 8-23, 18k lead at 26 minutes in. They take the top racks. They are not going full greed. Now they just go for the X mark reset again. And Savage just gets to work.
And speaking of getting to work, John Carl gets to work. He gets UK. Roll in LYM. I'm not sure about that one, sir. Desperation plays, it feels like. They got an X off. It's going to be on Wommy, but he'll use through it. That mid-Rax. We under siege now from T1.
Are fortified.
The defense looking extremely challenging for Army Geniuses and Zephyr. Tornado EMP's there. It won't really matter too much. I mean, he loses some mana, but that's about it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And they're on to the third Rax. Just get the Megas up. Savage is quite low. Still has the Aegis. Sunstrike going to be off the mark. And in fact, UK is just going to get bursted down. No assistance necessary. He will buy back. 23 Savage. Guess what, John? He's gone back for a reset.
Yep. Beauty of that Kunkka. Just go home, come back, go again. Like nothing happened.
Absolutely. EMP, drain a bit of mana. I mean, 23 Savage, he could just die. Get the Aegis to get the free respawn and get another reset. Reflection, it does hurt, but you can mantle it off. Savage, he is going to give up his first life, it looks like. Earth Spike, though, doesn't connect. Savage, he wants them to fly in and try to secure his death. And they do with the spear. But the last lane of barracks is set to fall now. Army Geniuses, they are not going to try and force the fight. They have meta back up in 1. This might be their last-ditch attempt as they go in for the Hex. Reflection there as well. Torn is there. Arena is down. They've got a decent Arena as well, but Savage, he's going to BKB through it. Now the Eclipse. The Doom was out as well. They found DB on the TB, and that'll be it. They call it GG.
Oh my.
Yeah?
T1. They've been up and down in the tournament. They take this win against Army Geniuses 90-29, 25k up in a very quick fashion. 28-minute game. AG, it feels like the games they've played so far haven't been the longest. Just not quite finding their pacing in the games. They have been running drafts that seem fairly in line with what they want to do, but they also give out these big heroes to T1. Giving out the Luna, giving out the Doom. To Carl, I think that's something you can't afford to do against a team like T1. They know the timings they have to hit with that. T1, to be fair though, did come out with very different supports. Like the Kunkka, the Elder Titan is not a duo you tend to see often, but Whitemon and Zephyr managed to make it work in a big way. And I think AG has to look back at the drafts, maybe just prioritize the Doom ban, and try to get a faster core for DB. If it ends up being a farm war, you can kind of keep up on that terribly. The issue is T1 applies a ton of pressure in the side lanes, and the terribly just couldn't keep up with the constant iron shots coming out from Cuckoo.
It's certainly been a hard day so far for the side of Army Geniuses, but we'll head to a short 10-minute break. We'll let them have a bit of a reset themselves, and we'll see if they can get one victory for themselves before the night does end. For now, it's MLP Johnxfire, and we'll be back after a quick 10-minute break.